I have had forces from wherever come help me. I had a man come tell me that God told him to come talk to me. Now, in terms of spiritual warfare, I'm reinforced, baby. Like I have the power of God on my side. Tomorrow night I'm going to be flying to the Philippines. I noticed over the last couple of days I've started to get pretty nervous about this flight, and I've been trying to essentially just chalk it up to I'm just getting nervous and like reframing it so it's like, no, you're excited, but you're just feeling this nervousness because you're excited for what's about to come, right? And this is a thing with behavioral therapy that like when you feel this nervousness, you should realistically look at it like, hey, maybe this is a good feeling. Like if you're about to get into a fight, it's like good to be excited about it versus like really nervous. So this is something that I was trying to do, but I could feel my anxiety growing by the day. And then today it was very, very hard, and I was about to have an anxiety attack today. I was waiting for my buddy Heather. We were about to meet at this little shisha place that we go to, and I was pretty much just waiting for him, and then I could feel a panic attack coming on. I was like, fuck, like I thought it was over this. And if you've listened to my story before about my panic attacks, this is something that like I thought I got over, right? And I could feel it kind of coming in. I've seen it before where I'm like, okay, it's coming on, but I can outsmart it, blah blah blah. But like you always feel like I conquered my panic anxiety disorder thing. I conquered it. I conquered it pretty quickly after I was diagnosed with it. I started seeing a cognitive behavioral therapist, and I've been having a good time, but I've been getting like, sometimes you fall back into it and you're like, fuck, like I'm nervous again, and then you just have to do another session after like being cured, and you're just like, okay, like let me just re-up. It's kind of like going to the gym. You just got to kind of keep it under control, like just watch it, like a checkup with the doctor pretty much, right? So I was thinking this, but it felt different this time, It felt like I was fucking, like this is something that I can't get over, like I'm just getting crippled by anxiety, right? And then so I was having this panic attack today, and then I met up with my buddy, and everything was going good until we started having like a conversation. And I realized, so pretty much right now, I've been really involved with vibes and energies and giving off good vibes and doing my best to give off good vibes and not anything else. But I realized that I was actually like at the mercy of other people sending me negative energy. And this is what was getting me all fucked up, because I was receiving this negative energy and I was buying into it. I was buying into this negative energy. It was creating quite a bit of turmoil within me. I was super nervous about, I've been feeling like I'm dying a lot lately. I feel like there's something wrong with my heart. I feel like I'm going to get in a fucking accident. I feel like there's a number of different things that could potentially happen to me that were going to kill me. And I've been getting these death vibes, and sometimes I get these death vibes. I'm just like, fuck, like is it going to be a time? And I've been trying to get to a point where I'm okay with dying. I'm just like completely okay with it. And I've talked to my therapist about this, and I was like, I think I need to just like really come to terms that I might die soon, and that I need to be okay with it and just understand when it's my time, things like that. And then I realized that I've been accepting other people's negative energy, and I've been letting that affect me, and that's been like actually weighing me down. But there's been things that have come to my aid to help me pretty much overcome this, but I'd never realized it until today. Today I just realized it. So I was talking with my buddy Heather about a situation where someone, like the situation isn't super important, but it's just like, just for context pretty much, I was talking with Heather about like a situation where you're talking to someone and it's going good and you're having good conversations just like in your workplace or something like that, and then they don't know you, and then they meet you guys have a good conversation, but then they talk to someone who doesn't like you, and then that kind of colors your whole perspective of them. And I was thinking about this in a situation that I'm in, kind of like with one of my friend groups, and I have a couple new enemies, I guess, that I didn't anticipate having. I didn't think I was getting any bad energy from them, but like while I've been back in Canada, I've been realizing that, oh, like maybe this has been affecting me. I realized this today. These individuals, they've been reading a book about energetic power and things like that, and like sending vibes and things like that, and they've been trying to raise their energies. And I've heard about this, that they're trying to raise about their energies because we're all in the same friend group and I hear about them. And then I was like, fuck, like I'm really involved with energies as well. So it's interesting that like we're not talking, we haven't spoken like years, but like we're both on this exact same path. And I thought it was really interesting to look at how we literally have had two separate lives now for the past couple of years, and we still end up at the exact same place. So I've been reading a lot about energetic transference and like the law of attraction, things like that. And then these guys have also been reading about law of attraction, things like that as well, through different sources. And I was thinking like, fuck, they're trying to raise their energy levels. I'm trying to raise my energy levels. I super believe in the power of energy, the power of like good vibes and the power of people being able to affect you through their energy. So I've been kind of focused on giving off the best energy that I can, but there has been like a blockage, and there has been something like really fucking with me lately, and I realized potentially that it's like bad energy that I'm accepting from these guys who were at one time my friend, and they believe in energy. You know, they believe in the power of energy and the power of the mind to control things without touching them, you know, and how energy can shoot elsewhere. They believe in this, and I believe in this. And so since we both believe in it, it's sort of like we're all magicians now, and we're all like kind of casting spells on each other, you know. I've been kind of thinking about spells or something that can like protect me and things like that, you know, sort of woo-woo stuff, you know. And the power of it is that they believe it, and I believe it. And since we both believe it, we are all able to get affected by this situation with the spirits and the energies and all this like woo-woo esoteric shit. And so I've been like really fucked up. I've been like borderline having a panic attack, borderline like getting nervous about like dying, having all these weird death vibes. And I've had a situation with these guys, and then my ex-girlfriend I talked to the other day, and she was saying that she like dreams about me dying, and it's like the happiest thing she's felt ever, you know, and that kind of fucked with me. But like reality transurfing, they talk about how if you don't accept guilt for something, then you don't feel the effect of it, you know. It's like only if you accept that you are to blame, then balancing forces will come to like provide the requisite punishment for you, you know. I may have I did do this ex-girlfriend of mine quite dirty, and I kind of do deserve for her to hate me, but the bad vibes that she's sending off, I was like, yeah, like it's kind of like out of proportion to what I did to her. So I was like, okay, it's not a big deal. It's just kind of like her way of kind of getting over it, to kind of be okay with the fact that we're no longer talking, and that we're never going to speak again, pretty much. And she was just like, just get the fuck out of my life, and went on a big like 10-minute rant about how stupid I was. And I was like, hey, fuck, like I deserve to be like told how bad of a person I was, you know. And so anyway, so there's that situation, and then I got an issue at the office where there's a lot of people in my office who pretty much just don't like me. And I've been trying to think, like, fuck, like I had a couple altercations at my office recently where I was just like, I don't really know what I did to these people. Like I just like kind of mind my business. I just like want to sit at the desk and be friends with people, and I'm like, I don't know why why I'm giving off why these guys aren't liking me, you know. And I never really took this into account, but these are 3 different places that I'm getting bad energy from. Like, so the office, when I'm sitting in all the time, I'm getting like a vibe that like I'm not welcome there, you know, and no one says anything, and no one like confronted me about anything. I'm getting this. And then like with my ex, I'm getting these vibes, but I'm not really accepting any guilt towards that, you know, because it's just like, I think if we were to have a conversation, we could hash it out, you know. And like the last conversation we had before this one was very civil. Now I guess we're not on civil terms, you know, and just like wish the best for her. So like I'm not really accepting anything. But then like this other friend situation that I have, where these guys, I didn't think there was an issue until say New Year's, when I found out there's like a whole bunch of drama being spread about, and I was like, oh damn, like I didn't even know there was this drama. Like I thought like everything was kind of like on a understanding thing, like we don't like each other, but we're also not enemies. Like if we see each other in person, it's not going to be awkward. Well, it'll be a little bit awkward, but like we're not going to get in a fist fight or anything like that, right? So I was like, okay, like that is what it is. But then like, yeah, recently I found out that there was actually a very big there is like a weird thing with going on that's like kind of drama, and like no one talked to me about it, like no one's confronted me at all. So it's pretty much just a bunch of like shit talking going on, you know. So it's sort of a big dramatic mess where people are just kind of spreading rumors and talking shit, and it's kind of messy. And this is actually low energy behavior, you know. This is a low energy behavior to gossip about other people. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I don't gossip at all, but I'm just saying that this is what it is. Yeah, I was like really figuring out, like I was like, man, why am I so fucked up about, like, why am I fucked up, and why do I have like this anxiety lately? Like, what is going on? Like I thought I was past this, and I'm gonna talk to my therapist about this tomorrow. But I finally figured it out, is that like people have been sending me bad energy, and I didn't accept it as that, you know. I've been trying to kind of like just brush off all this stuff. I'm like, this feeling, like I can overcome it, but I finally found like the answer. And I've actually been getting signs from people recently of the fact that like there is a spirit there to help me. Example, the other day I had a buddy send me a message. This really touched me, and I appreciate that he said this to me, but he said, he just texted me and said, dude, you've grown a lot as a person the last year. I can see it very clearly. I haven't seen him for a little while, but we just kind of talk over the phone. We talk on Facebook, talk through messengers, and and Instagram, things like that. We've just chatted kind of continuously throughout the last, say, year or so. And yeah, when he sent me that, it actually really touched me deeply, because I was like, damn, like I've been putting a lot of effort into kind of getting my vibe right and becoming a better person and giving off good energy to people, you know? And I feel like I've been making progress. I do feel like I've been making progress, and I feel like I'm very like emotionally connected with something lately, or spiritually connected with something lately. And this was kind of like, okay, he's like, bro, you've changed a lot in the last year, and this has been 2019 was a wild year for me. Kind of hit rock bottom, and I came back up, and I made a lot of changes and a lot of adjustments and made a lot of fixes within my life, and I'm very proud of myself for what I did. And then when I get the recognition, it's like, it's cool to get the recognition from my friend, you know? Another interesting thing that happened to me the other day was I was at my office, and this is at a time where I was showing up at 5 in the morning to hit the gym, and then the office where I work out of doesn't actually open until about 8:30 technically, or 9, but I'm done at the gym at like 6:15, so I pretty much just stay upstairs. My office is in the basement, I have to stay upstairs. And what happened was, I was staying upstairs, I was just like reading, and some guy walked by and just nodded to him. He nodded back, and then kept going about my day. And then about an hour and a half later, he came back up to me, and he had seen me sitting there. I didn't see him the second time, but pretty much what happened was he came up to me and he said that he didn't know why he was talking to me, but he felt inclined to come and say hello to me. He felt God told him that he needed to come talk to me, and it was very clear that he didn't want to be there. And it was awkward for him. Like, this is actually at a place, it's not like some homeless shelter where there's like crazy schizophrenia. It's like, this is like a place that's ran by a university, and he seems to be like a well put together guy. So he was just like, yeah, like God wanted me to come talk to you, and at this point there's people all around me, and he's like, God wanted me to come talk to you, and he wanted me to let you know that Jesus loves you. It caught me off guard, because I was like, I don't know, this is kind of weird, you know? And for him it was weird as well. We were both kind of uncomfortable about it, and I could have handled it better for sure, because I just said like, oh, thank you for letting me know that. And I probably should have just like shook his hand or something, but he's like, I don't know if this means anything to you, but I just wanted you to know, and God wanted me to come talk to you and tell you that Jesus loves you, you know? He's like, I don't know if it means anything to you, but if it does, sure. And I was like, I'm not sure if it does. I said, thank you, I'll think about this, because I have no idea if this actually means anything to me yet. Pretty much I took it as a good omen. It was actually fucking beautiful that he was like forced by the hand of something. Some kind of divine intervention came and told him to come talk to me, even though he didn't really want to. Thinking back on it, it was actually, maybe it was some kind of force, this spiritual force that was like helping to reinforce my strength, to give me strength. And because I'm battling with some negative energy right now, I feel that this is something that was causing my anxiety. And I feel once I talked with my friend about this today, I feel just way lighter. I feel like there's no anxiety. Everything is fine. And I feel that I was actually being sent these like angels or these messages for the last like month or so that I've been home. People have been kind of sending me good vibes. And it's pretty much like I've been forgetting about the good vibe thing. I've been like going into this spiritual realm, and I've been exploring the power of this, of energy and understanding energy better, and trying to understand karma and do good and things like that. But what I haven't been paying attention to is like there is negative energy being sent my way, and some of it's my fault, some of it I deserve. I think if you don't believe in it, then it probably doesn't really have an effect on you. But the thing is, it's like directly coincided with me starting to really believe this shit is real, because there's some kind of material things and spiritual gains that I want to make in my life, and as I've started exploring this realm a lot further, and this is something that I do believe in. I'm not sure about names or words or what kind of like practice it is, but it's just something that I've been like thinking about a lot, and I do believe in something here. Understanding that this like energy stuff or whatever it is a real thing. It really helped me understand that there were people kind of fucking with me, and I did have, like, I sit in an office all day getting bad vibes from people who like clearly don't want me there, and so I think like that had put me on the defensive, and I was in turn giving them bad vibes. So it's not like I'm the angel here, but I was giving other people bad vibes, and I was thinking like badly, negatively about other people in the space. I thought I was thinking positively, but like, you know, when everything's kind of a blur, like you just have like this like fucking cloudy mind. I think that's where I've been at the last little while. And right now I feel finally clear. You know, I feel like this weight is lifted off me. I can finally fucking think, which is very powerful for me. I now know what was holding me back, and it was like the bad energy from people. But the bad energy from people can't affect you unless you accept that you are going to be affected by it. And I was accepting that. And it was something that I was taking, this negative energy, and I was like, maybe like I was doubting myself. I was actually thinking like all this bad shit could happen to me and all this stuff, and it was really fucking with me. And now that I kind of know what it was, like I just feel so much better, because I'm like, oh, that's what that was. And nothing is going to break down my energy barrier. Like now in terms of spiritual warfare, I'm reinforced, baby. Like I have the power of God on my side, and I want to make this seem like it's a war or it's like a negative thing between like me and all these people. It's like this is just something I realized today. It was like, oh, like bad energy has been fucking with me, and this bad energy being sent my way has severely fucked with me, and like it's my job to not allow it to fuck with me. So another thing, there's this thing in India called Buri Nazar, and I'm probably butchering that, but my friend Aishwarya told me about this, and essentially translate to evil eye. And it's like people who are jealous of you, they will often give you Buri Nazar, and it's like the evil eye, and they want bad things to happen to you, essentially. And if you accept that, and you actually get affected by what people are doing to you, what people are saying, and the bad energy that people are giving you, if you actually accept it and allow it to go into your veins, then it's actually going to produce a result. Whereas if you just like block it out, then it has no power over you. So it's like the fact is, I've been letting this shit get to me and didn't know what it was. I had no clue that I was being affected by this kind of spiritual dark energy. Not dark energy, it was just like bad vibes. I'm being sent bad vibes, and I never realized what it was, and it's been fucking with me because I'm like having all this anxiety. Yeah, I'm having like the negative thoughts, and I'm like jumping to negative conclusions, and I've been thinking like, hey, I'm cured of anxiety disorders, but realistically I'm like not. Like it's something that has to constantly be monitored, because this was fucking with me. Like this has been messing around with me for the last like month, you know. I've been like slowly building up like something is wrong, and then today like I almost had a panic attack. Luckily I was able to get over it by making a phone call and talking it through with someone. I've been mangled with anxiety. I haven't been mangled like completely incapacitated with like anxiety per se. I've definitely felt like this like underlying stress towards everything that I do, and it's really been kind of playing a trick on me. Like it made it so that like when I was here hanging out with my nephew, when I was here hanging out with my mom, my brother, my family, I couldn't enjoy it. I wasn't enjoying anything. And when I was at work, I was like kind of like fucking around at work. I wasn't really doing anything. I was just like being distracted about everything, and I was just like always distracted. I just have like this like I can't focus. I can't pay attention to others. I wasn't giving out the proper energy to people of like love and compassion, things like that I'd love to give out. I wasn't doing that. I was like more selfish, you know. There's all this stuff, and I was thinking about it, and I was like writing down, like trying to figure it out. Like, oh, I figured it out. You know, like when you think you figure something out, but you didn't. You can't solve a problem with the same mindset that helped create the problem. That's a quote from Einstein, and it's sort of like, yeah, like I was not understanding this one, like this whole formula was missing, and now that I kind of understand that it's actually like the bad energy that I was getting from certain individuals, that it was actually affecting me, and this is the thing that was fucking with me. And now that I understand it, like they can't give me that evil eye, they can't overpower me, and I feel fucking invincible again. I have had forces from wherever come help me. I had a man come tell me that God told him to come talk to me, and I had my friend who just told me that he's seen a lot of change in me lately, and I've had a couple situations like this. It helped me realize that I'm on the right path. Effort and the work I've been doing in terms of like the spiritual stuff, it has been really helping out, and I've been trying to be zen. I've been trying to be understanding and accepting of everyone, no matter what their thing is, and pretty much with the situation with my office, I'm going to send an email to the guy who runs it tomorrow and just say like, hey man, like I appreciate everything, and like sorry if things got awkward, and if I come back when I return from the Philippines, I'll be better, you know. And I don't want to take advantage of anyone. Like I don't want to say that everything's someone else's fault, because it's not. It's my fault. It's my fault for also giving off bad vibes. It's my fault for interpreting people's opinions of me as negative when I could interpret them as positive, you know. It's like the antithesis of charisma, when people are trying to make fun of you and you're like actually taking it as a fucking insult, you know. Whereas if you just accept that someone's making fun of you, and you just like switch around, like, oh, like maybe they just love me, you know, like whatever it is. And yeah, I think it's actually a super powerful tool that we can use to talk with others, you know. Is is like accepting that, like not accepting that people are thinking bad about you, and this is something where I was like getting negative energy from people, but it could have been like my own negative energy reflecting off of them, and I was like not like they weren't doing anything, it could have all been me. So that's something that I'm gonna make a statement on, and I'm gonna email the guy who runs my office and let him know that I fucked up, and like if I come back I'll be better, and I'm hopefully coming from a better place next time. And so I'm going to do that. In terms of my ex-girlfriend, I'm just going to let her go, not bother her anymore, and hope that she finds peace. And then one of the things for these other guys, which is pretty much the main source of negative energy that I'm getting and the vibe that's like affecting me the most, is I'm going to talk to some of our close friends and just be like, look, this is something, when this was mentioned to me, I accepted it, and I never really brought it up again, but I want you to know, like, it's kind of like an elephant in the room for me, and it actually was mentally affecting me. And if there's anything that's like being said about me, and anything that's like being said to like try to make me seem like a bad person, like I know like you can always talk to me. In terms of my ability to change, that's always been good. Like I always believe in change. I always believe when people give me feedback, if it's valuable feedback, I will 100% take it. I'll obviously, like when people tell me something, I'm not going to change right away, but I will think about it. I'm very introspective, and I'm going to think about what someone told me, what the feedback is, and if it actually makes sense, if they're wrong or if I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong about something, you better believe I'm pretty good at objectively seeing where I fucked up, and I've done it numerous times. I will make the change, and I won't fuck up again. If there is something going on where they have to explain something to me, or there's some weird situation there, and people are spreading rumors about me, then like, yeah, I'd love to get the record straight. So I pretty much just need to talk to some of our other friends about this, and in terms of the situation with these two individuals who are kind of talking shit and sending me bad energy, those guys, I don't harbor any bad feelings towards them, and like I didn't think they harbored any bad feelings towards me until recently either. But yeah, like on my 10-day meditation retreat, I did realize that I was actually holding on to something there, and I learned to let that go. And I just like I was trying to emanate love during our meta meditations, and I was doing a meditation the other day, like 2 days ago I think. So well after I heard all the shit was going down, it was affecting me. I was just like thinking about how I'm sending them good vibes, and I hope the best for them, and I hope that whatever they feel about me, I don't know, like maybe we could talk about it one day. We won't ever be friends again, but like, yeah, I mean, better be adults about it. So yeah, hopefully we can talk about it. I hope they don't have they can learn to not harbor bad energy towards me, because they very much believe in the power of energy, the power of the mind, the power of the universe. And so I don't want them fucking with some shit that's going to bring them down. So by them putting energy on me, that's actually, like, again, reflecting back on them. So I hope they're putting good energy into themselves, good energy into me, which will in turn go into them, and I'm sending them good energy. I don't have anything bad to say about them. Yeah, I think that's it. So when we're sending spells at each other, don't forget that like everything you do is just a reflection of your mental state. So if you're thinking bad, if you're gossiping, you're doing all the shit, you're hurting yourself by doing that. There was one other thing here that I wanted to touch on that I was thinking about earlier, and it's about Donald Trump. So this is a man who has pretty much like 49% of his country like hating him, wanting him to die, and then now with the issue with Iran, he has like millions of people in Iran, he has millions of people all over the world who hate him and are wishing the worst for him, but he doesn't give a fuck, and that's something that's very, very inspiring in terms of Donald Trump. So that's like like if he were to be like, oh my god, everyone's so mean to me, then it's gonna really fuck with him. It will be devastating for him. And this is something that he can't accept into his life, is like the negative energy of other people. If he could, it would overwhelm him, and that would fucking like destroy everything that he's ever built. Everything that he's built would be taken away with that. So keeping that in mind, it's like, it really is the power of the mind. Like if we don't let the negative energy of other people, but just be aware that like negative energy could be coming your way, but you can't let it affect you. You can't let what someone says bad about you. You can't let what someone says about you, or what they're thinking about you, or what like kind of like weird shit that they want to send your way. You can't let that affect you. And this affected me for probably like the last month. I was feeling weird. I was feeling off. It was weird being back in Canada because I was feeling this like weird drama. I was feeling this weird energy coming my way. Finally figured out what the fuck it was, which is I was getting bad energy sent my way, and I accepted that. And once you accept that, it goes in you, and it takes its toll on your body. And if you accept that as true, then it will become true. And this is something from The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. And if you gossip about other people, if someone says something bad about you and you accept it, then you're like doling out your own punishment on yourself. And when someone says something bad about you, they're really saying something bad about themselves. So keep that in mind, because they're not being impeccable with their word. And you have to be impeccable with your word. You can't be talking shit on other people. You can't be accepting these negative thoughts that people tell you, these like bad things. It's kind of like you need to build your own force field, because people are going to send you bad energy. If you're going to be doing anything, people are sending you bad energy. If you're happy, people don't even want you to be happy, you know, like not everyone, but for the most part there will be some jealous people who are like, fuck that person, you know, they cheated to get what they got, they da. Be impeccable with your word, okay? Be impeccable with your word. Don't say anything bad about other people. Don't try and tell people like bad things about them, but others. And if you do, it's only a reflection of yourself. So have compassion, and I'll see you all soon. It was good getting that off my chest, actually. I'm hoping that it's helpful for someone, because this is something that, it was really fucking with me. It was really fucking with me. And I feel the weight has lifted a lot, and I feel a lot better about going to Philippines tomorrow, because like I finally realized what this is, and I'm finally understanding what the situation is with the bad anxiety I've been feeling. And yeah, I'm ready to reframe everything that comes my way and turn it into a positive and mold it to my own power. All that negative energy, I'm gonna use it for good. So that's it.